Good morning, guys. Before we get into the proper review, I do want to review this book. Now, Facebook told me to read this book and it's never let me down before. However, Stone Cold Bad needs to have trigger warnings. I cannot stress this enough. If you have had a rough go at life, this isn't a book for you. It is very confusing to me, and I do not understand how she can go through what she did in page 1 to in page 3 doing what she's doing. Therefore, I definitely did not finish this book. Could not get past the heavy in this book to work out how the character got to where she did. So now that that's done, we've got my review book, we've got a really steamy hot coffee, so let's get started. This week we are reviewing this book. Now, I think it's worth noting that the author herself has given this an 18 plus audience rating. It is quite heavy in some sections, and I know I've said it in previous books, but this one will have you blushing and making sure you're not reading it around your children. My first piece of advice, especially dealing with the Savage Bonds, is take a look at the cover. You will notice that the characters that are bonding are on the cover, if you can work out who it is. So book 2 starts right as we're returning from the end of book 1. Now, if you haven't read book 1, please go and look at my previous video and stop watching this one until you have, because it's going to have a bit of spoilers from book 1. Because now we know that the Resistance knows who Ollie is, you look at book 1 and go, those boys are treating her so unfairly, with Griffin being just, I've got to find her, Knox being, why do we have to find her, and North getting constant updates. You do see North soften up a little bit, but not enough in my opinion. Atlas is still proving over and over again that he knows a lot more than he's letting on, and you start to think, what were you doing on the other side of the country? Griffin is still the main man of her group. He is the first to find out what her true gift is, which again you don't find out until halfway through this book, and why she was worried and scared and really thought that she needed to run because they were going to think less of her. He has proven again that it doesn't matter. She is his person. North does cave and let her get a job, which is fantastic. And I think it's needed for the character growth of Knox for her to have this job, as you do see him stepping up in the alpha male part of it and protecting her. Don't think she actually needed it, but he was there for her. We do get a bonded pair in book 2. It is a rather forced bond if you really think about it, as a third party is having a real glitch in how they're bonded, although the person who she's bonded with is the best one to start with. He is so understanding, and the new powers they get once they have bonded will have you going, I can't wait for the rest to join in that group. We then have Sage, who is going through a lot, and after being kidnapped, her and Atlas do join in tactical training, and for the first time since book 1, Ollie does not end up in the hospital wing. They do get through it together as a team, even if their team does grow a little bit. And you do see Vivian, he has a little bit of a soft spot for Ollie, which is great. She does need more people in her corner. and he does cave and let her keep her peoples together. There is a development when it comes to Sage as well in that little side story that you have happening. And again, big spoiler here if you haven't read the book, there is hints that she is in fact the central bond. Therefore, the other parts of the story that are happening have you going, there's more. Again, the resistance has a bigger piece of the pie that we don't know about. Bree has decided that not only having a very strong female character, but she also has to have a hero complex, because book 2 finishes very similar to book 1. But again, I have read book 3 already at the time of this video. I will not give spoilers until next week. Maybe I might do another video halfway through this week. Now the spices are 3.5 because, well, everything starts to heat up. And when you think about it, she has 5 men in her group. Therefore, the spice is going to get heavy. The plot, we're still holding steady at 5 because you still have so many unanswered questions. Book 2 ends in a way that I'm grateful for Kindle Unlimited, and I got to read book 3 straight away because she's just writing such a good book, and I really can't wait to see her get traditionally picked up. Again, we have a 10 out of 5-star rating because the writing is simply beautiful, and you will not be angry that you started this series. Like always, if you've got this far, like this video. If you've got a book you aren't convinced you want to read, put it in the comments. I'll give it a read and give my honest opinion on it. And as always, please follow me, subscribe, because the more subscribers I get, the more books I get to purchase and the more reviews I get to make. Have a great day, guys. Don't forget, grab your coffee, grab your books. Happy reading.